Hello, welcome back to Mythos. I'm joined with Sparkle.
Hello.
Hello. And
Hi again.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing a little better now.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, you've been sick for a while.
Yeah.
But good to have you back now.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
Yeah, we missed you.
Yeah, you've been busy though.
Yeah, I've been trying to build some stuff here while we were waiting to get to record this a new episode here.
Yeah.
And as we said in the first video, the Egyptian area is probably going to be like the easiest way if we look at the architecture and how it's built. Like all the, like everything has to be the same, like pretty symmetrical, everything about it, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good call that we started with this because it's easy to get around and it doesn't take too much of our creativity and stuff to build this, because when we build something on the left side, it's usually go on the other side as well.
Yeah. Can you just do like a lot of copy paste situation, right?
It's literally what I'm doing today, but I'm also trying to somewhat get a good overview and good composition between the heights and the levels, the colors, all of it. And we did also say that we were going to add our first animal in the second episode, and we're doing that today.
Yeah, you get to see it. I'm excited.
And that was, and oh my god, was it a pain to...
you struggled to make it happen, but yeah, you didn't give up and figured it out.
Yes, and then that's the main part, and it was very tricky because we had like this sort of image in our heads that we wanted to build this big platform here, like this sort of big temple that have these sort of levels that keep on going up, and then in between the levels or the layers we wanted to have animals. But because of the whole way the game is made with how far you can build above the ground or until the ground from the level you've added from the terrain, and then add the water from the barriers to the
well, they have no idea what you're talking about yet, but you'll see. See.
Yeah,
it's pretty much just the way the like habitat and like the guidelines of the habitat that it gives you. It wasn't doing what we wanted.
Exactly.
The animal kept escaping, and you spent some time trying to figure out how to get that to cooperate.
Yes, and also because we made this, like when we make this water or this pool here, they went through the walls, and we tried to figure out how to do that too. So they only were in this sort of glass thing here that we are making, this little aquarium.
Yeah, exhibit. Yeah, because what we wanted pretty much is like we wanted a big like bizarre like platform on top where people can walk past the exhibit and look at it from like the eye's perspective, and we wanted them to be able to look down into the exhibit here with the animals, and then also where they can walk underneath and look at it as well. And the top part is what besides like you said they were glitching through some of the walls, but that top part is what gave you the hardest time, right?
Yes, and also because we wanted kind of like to have the how do you say, the crocs to sort of...
You told them what animal it was.
Well, they saw it in the cinematic, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind.
I'm probably also writing it in the thumbnail too, so people know that.
True.
Or in the title, I mean.
I was trying to like avoid what animal this whole time.
It's like, god damn it!
Surprise! They're out.
We only got 4 minutes in and you said it.
Nailed it.
No, but they were. We wanted it to look some sort of real on like a nice way of them to actually entering this sort of pool here. And some places they literally just went through the ground and then whoop, they were in the pool all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So this
I love this though. This is so cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy how it all ended up turning out. But as you can see, it won't let me put the water all the way up to the pathing. only if I put the glass thing above the path, and then the glass thing would be like this, and it would completely ruin the whole look. So
Right.
I had to put it under, and then just, yeah, as you can see, I cut actually incredibly a lot of time out of this footage here, so you will actually only see me do...
How did you end up getting it to work?
Well, I just ended up having it like this as it is, and then I just tried to make the pool, the habitat smaller, and then just build stairs and all the way down to the water, so it feels like it's still, yeah, like a ramp that also goes down from the water from the edges. You'll see it in just a few minutes when I get it done, but
That way, if people want to do it themselves in their own zoo, they'll know how to do it and not waste hours or however long it was that it took you to figure it out.
yeah, I was almost losing my mind.
No, you were, yeah.
At some point, and you were like, "Take a break, stop."
Yes, I'm like, step away from the crocs.
But I was like, you know what? If this is the only thing we can get with it, I'm just gonna go with it and try and make it look nice at the end. And we did. So, just of course, as Sparkle said earlier, there were this section where they kept on escaping because we don't have any barriers on here on the front of where the guest goes. But we do have the new feature on that says animal can escape. The thing is that they still do escape, but you won't get notification, and they just got instantly in a box and got thrown back to the entrance of the habitat. So they still, in a sense, they do see it, they do it, but it's not gonna panic in the zoo if and it'll just, you know, automatically reset every time it kind of goes away from the barrier we build the habitat for. And since we're using the null barriers, the animals don't really detect it. It's only the game that detects it. So we have to build something to block that away. And that's what we're gonna do later on. Yeah, we were talking about all the animals in the zoo, right? And we were 100% sure that this was gonna be the first animal we were gonna have in
Right.
in the Egyptian area.
Right.
And now we are thinking about the next animal, but we kind of, because we don't want to go in this sort of struggle again with the habitat, so we kind of need to find some sort of a method, a way to make it easier for us, because we kind of want...
we wanted this to be like reflection pools.
Yes,
right here.
Exactly.
So we're gonna have another one on the other side as well, and we were debating on if one of the animals we wanted to use, I don't think is going to work, because you said they need a lot of space. So
yeah,
we might just end up reflecting this pool and putting more crocs in there, right? For at least for now, I think is probably what we'll end up doing. Yeah, and then
yeah. I mean, we got the Nile monitors or something. Maybe they could be in there next to the, you know. But
yeah,
it could work if we don't want like the same animal, two different. If that's just something.
Yeah, and another thing that we're gonna be doing soon too is creating more of like the gods that we're associating with, you know, from the mythologies with our exhibits. So we haven't even, I feel like you've done so much already, but I feel like it's also kind of just the beginning, obviously.
Oh yeah.
To what these areas are gonna look like. We're just trying to get the most basic like structure, I think, down for now. We haven't added any kind of obviously decorative pieces, and yeah, it's gonna be epic. But from what's cool about the Egyptian is, like you said, the structure itself is just so strong, since it's all like so geometrically, and you know, like it just speaks for itself enough. So it's gonna be so cool to see it just kind of all come together.
Yes, I agree. And also here, because I remember us talking about it, like I was like, but we do, like, of course we don't need that clutter that you see in other places, because it is very plain, it's very simple when it comes to Egyptian. Like, it's mainly just like, you know, how do you call that, like stone, like people that chop something in stones, like in graves.
Mason?
Yes, it's mainly stuff like that, or in Egyptian, right? And I was like, but even though I'm like, man, it would look cool to have a few like pots with like plants and maybe a few trees up here and up, but then I was like, but you know what, it was kind of actually like how it was literally super plain, and like it was mainly inside of these super like bazaar-ish areas where you had all this clutter or
Yeah, most of their like decorative work, if you will, or their art is mainly their mosaics, their hieroglyphs, you know, the actual structures themselves. That you know, they like you said, they don't do a lot of clutter. So you actually started to do some clutter, and I'm like, bro, stop it, stop it, because you are the king of clutter, which I get it entirely. But I was like, just let's not worry about that just yet. We'll get there. Let's just focus on the structure and
yes.
you killed it though, especially once we get inside and they start to see under the water here, kind of what you did. I love what you did under there too.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cool. And I also think we should add like actually a rocky foundation in the pool, so it's not like dirt and stuff. So it actually has like a Egyptian floor underneath the pool. I forgot to add that in. I don't know why I didn't add that in. So right now it's just dirt and, you know, just normal foundation.
Right. Right.
But yeah, the whole concept here, as Sparkle said earlier, was that we wanted to have them walk up on top here and have an animal on left and right side, and then you can even also go underneath, and then you will have the pool where you can see them swim under. And these crocs here are definitely, like, they're gonna be a lot in the water, so they're not gonna be super, like, so much on top here. But I did try to make them like a bed up here, so like some enrichment stuff to get them up here, so they will be more noticeable. But the mainly of the time I built in here, they were actually just in the pool, pretty much.
Yeah, they did seem to like the pool quite a lot, which is nice.
I mean,
because at least it'll give some people down below to look at as well.
Exactly, yes.
Besides just the beautiful exhibit itself.
I agree. Here I'm just trying to cover up some stuff here. I didn't really know what to add here. Maybe I was like, maybe we can add staff buildings and all that stuff underneath here, so it's kind of like away from everything.
That's a good idea.
So right now I just build a wall and just played a bit with some terrain. But literally, like when I
this is when they were clipping through the walls.
Yeah.
You were trying to figure out how to get them from stop doing that. So you're trying to put these rocks up. Yeah. Did the rocks end up working?
Either it was, or it was the restart I did on the park. Remember when next time I went into the park, it was kind of like they just didn't do it anymore. So either way, it would be that, or it was also me placing the rocks. We don't know. But right now it actually
take the rocks out and test it a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, here
that's when you started going ham with the inside.
But this is what I mean. Like I would, instead of placing all these rocks here, I should have placed actual normal floor.
Yeah, floor. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But again, I mean, it is a pool, so some like moss and a little bit of foliage is okay. It's allowed, like, you know, like, because they should have a little bit of these stuff here. Down here, and then I'm trying to put some columns down so it feels like it's actually, you know, built like this, or it's maybe it wasn't and it got over flooded. Whatever, right? We just try to make it look some sort of nice also from the inside.
Give it some character, yeah.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm super. When after I started getting all this done, and I could start seeing that this was actually gonna end up looking pretty cool, I was like, okay, there's no way back now.
Yeah, it was fun to watch you do this part because it started just like kind of flowing. You're like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. I like this. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. And here, as you guys saw just before, when I mentioned that I made stairs on these sides, and then I made ramps on the other sides of the whole square down to the pool for the crocs. And they're actually using it super nice now, even the stairs too. So it's super nice when they enter the pool like that. I think I
love this wall here.
I love these pieces, this entire new piece. And you got this pack now
I was gonna say
too.
that's from the new one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. Like, just look how much they just do to this wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It just completely transformed the entire exhibit right there.
Completely. I love it. So yeah, the main focus on today's video was to get a cool crocodile habitat going on, but as you guys can see too, like it's still needs some stuff, and also Sparkle also want to go in and add some of her stuff too in here. So I didn't want it to add too many things. as well. So
I appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in and actually doing it. I planned to do that last week, but then, like I said, I got super sick, but I'm feeling better now.
Yay.
So hopefully this week I'll be able to go in and do some stuff with it. I'm excited to contribute.
Hell yeah.
For now, it's just been my feedback and everything. So.
Well, your feedback is good though. Like.
Well. Yeah, but I want to actually like help you build stuff.
Well, of course, but,
you know.
But I'm just saying, like a lot of like this build is still a lot of you in a sense, because you were kind of like nah, right before I actually kind of get into it all. You kind of like already good to start saying nah or yay.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I don't have to say nah a lot. Like you're pretty, you got it, boy. You know.
Yeah.
It's mainly just like coloration and
yes,
a few like stepping away from.
I would be lost.
Clutter.
I would have two. I would have two colors, and they would be almost the same identical color.
Yeah, which we're getting a little redundant with our colors right now. But I think it'll be easier, when, like you said, at the very beginning, is like just getting the structure down, and then we'll be able to go in with the colors and kind of be like, okay, like. We've got way too much yellow going on. Let's incorporate some more darker brown. Okay, we've got that. Let's go, you know. So everything is subject to change especially as far as not structurally, but colors.
Yes.
Because we're getting too monochromatic right now, but that's okay.
But it will, of course, it will also change, as you say, with time. Like, the surroundings even too can add a lot to the same. Like, if a building has the same color, just have something different totally in the surroundings or outskirts. It just lights up the area. Like, as soon as we get the pyramids we want to build in a few of the episodes.
Yeah. So can we kind of tell them a little bit now? Just give them a teaser as to what we're thinking about.
Tell them.
Okay, so. We had this cool idea where we're gonna do pyramids of Giza, right? Or at least just some big pyramids right here behind this like bizarre area. Yeah. I don't know if that's the right word I'm calling it, so I apologize if that is like not the correct term for this little area here, but plaza space, I don't know. Anyway, so big, we're gonna do probably, what do you think? Maybe 2, 3? I mean, the pyramids of Giza, there's 3, so I don't know if you want to try to do 3.
Maybe we'll make 2 somewhat similar, and then maybe a smaller or bigger one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, so we're gonna do 3 pyramids, and in the pyramids we're going to make exhibits. So we still have quite a few animals that we're gonna add to the Egyptian area through our mythologies, right? So like I said, we've got gods and goddesses that we're gonna try to represent with the animals.
Yes.
And one of the exhibits in one of the main pyramids will be baboons. So just imagine Wikz's magic in a giant pyramid with a baboon exhibit. I think it is going to be so cool. I'm like that's one of the main things I'm looking forward to.
I haven't actually built anything with the baboon shed either in the game at all, so it's also going to be fun to.
How cool is it going to be to watch baboons swinging around inside of a pyramid? Like, that's going to be so dope.
That's going to be super cool. And we also thought about having, like, camels, right? Like, just in an open habitat.
Yeah, so we also want to incorporate the Nile River.
Yes.
So I think we're going to have it kind of run around the pyramids that you end up creating around this area, going maybe underneath that ramp that we have people walking over. And then somehow make this whole ground level the camel exhibit, and maybe there's another animal that will kind of go with them. I'm not sure. If not, just the camels. But yeah, so it'll be just like this massive like camel exhibit where they can just kind of roam around the Nile River.
Exactly. I think that's gonna look super cool, having like a river and a pyramid, and then just have the camels walk, and then you can make like the people standing on the other side of the Nile and like looking over.
Yeah.
So we don't even have to make a fence even, because the lake will kind of cover up. Or the river.
Yeah. The boundary.
So yeah, that's
lots of big things coming.
I think we agreed upon that Egyptian was one of the ones that are gonna have most animals.
Yeah, Egyptian.
Yeah.
I think our Hindu space and our Egyptian have the most animals. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Greece might be the one with less, but Greece will, in the other hand, be clutter as fuck with
Yeah.
like so many colors, so many flowers. Like, it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's funny because we both are Assassin's Creed fans, and I just finished Odyssey, which is Greek, um, a bunch of Greek stuff. So we got a bunch of inspiration from that, and then now I started Origins, and you played Origins before.
Yeah,
So as I was running around playing some Assassin's Creed Origins last night, you were just like, "Oh my God, I'm inspired." There's so many cool ideas in here. So like, yeah,
yeah,
just get inspiration where you can.
exactly. Yeah, I really like. I think it's gonna be cool to make a market sort of place, like a very clutterish, cool market, Plaza Bazaar, as
Oh
you
yeah.
said, because in this game compared to Planko, we have all the props and clutter pieces we need to make like a market like that. We have like carpets, we have fruits,
Yeah.
everything. I mean, we literally have everything, and yeah, it's just gonna be super cool. It's gonna be super cool to make this. So that's also what we say, like with the whole Egyptian stuff, is that this might. But I think in general, it's good we started with this to get us started. Like it's good
Yeah.
to like if we were started with Greece or Hindu, like it would have been a lot more for our brain to just go in and build something that is a little bit different than everything else. Where this is very square, it's same.
Yeah.
It's so. And as you can see
It is
here,
something so epic though.
I put these pillars up here. This was a tryout because this was now when I figured out that the crocodile were escaping.
Yeah.
So I was building this, and this was without the Sparkle's observation here. So I built this, and then I was like, maybe I should, instead of expanding this, I should wait for her to just see this and give her a yay or nay. Because the whole goal with this was to make it super clean and not have this extra little trim piece here to kind of like cover up, because it just looks better when it's super clean and it doesn't have any fencing or anything up here. But
Yeah, because we have like inspiration photos that we're like, taking from here. And yeah, this whole area right here is supposed to be just like flat because that's what gives the like, you know, the illusion, or it makes your eyes kind of like follow the structure. It's kind of hard to explain. But anyway, so like, yeah, so you were building this, and then you showed me, and I was like, no, 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 we got to get those pillars out of here. It was mainly the pillars.
it's only the
Because
pillars.
it just takes away, yeah, because it just takes away from the negative space, right? So when you're building things, like positive and negative space is super important, and negative space is just as important as your positive space. So
Yes.
optically, we needed to keep that. Otherwise, it was just going to kind of get too busy or get a little lost. So you ended up taking those columns out, which I think was a good call.
It was a good call. Yes, it was indeed.
But at the same time, you had to figure out how to create a border because these crocs were just walking.
So yeah, I ended up doing this border here, and then we just decided that now we have the border, we'll just make it on the other side too, so we can still get this same angle and view from all perspectives, so everything looks the same, right? And then we will eventually figure out what animal we will eventually add to the right side here. See if we can do something about it, since we can't really move the borders, kind of like the fence here, because we want it to look the same, right? So
Because initially we were like, oh, maybe we can do hippos, but then the hippos you said are gonna need a lot of space. So
yeah,
maybe we can. I know we talked about the camels walking around the Nile. Maybe we can do camels on like the left side of like the Nile, and maybe we can make hippos on the right side of the park. So they have like that whole area downstairs to do their thing. Maybe that'll work. I don't know.
And then maybe to divide their habitat, you could build like some ruin pieces and stuff, maybe some falling into the sand.
Oh yeah, definitely we're gonna make some obelisks. I definitely want to see if there's a way that we can build actual like gods and their goddesses, like Set and everybody else, whoever we're representing.
I mean,
maybe have some big statues and stuff that we make.
It's doable. I've seen a lot of people build these sort of statues. I mean, some of them obviously look a little bit derpy depending on what pieces you use.
Right.
You can use the small rock pieces or the basic shapes. There's a lot of options, right? I mean, I'm not the statue maker here, but I know a lot of people that are good at it, right? But we can always try, right? See where it takes us.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
And the good thing about now is that we also have billboards now, so we can always make our own custom billboards with some facts, informations, a little bit of stuff. Put it into the builds we're doing, so it's not only about the animal itself, but also actually about the
mythologies
and the gods, etc.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So
this is cool.
Yeah, I was like, should I start making this completely custom? I was like, okay, I'm halfway, and let's just go for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like doing this just on the ramp here was kind of cool. And then I kept getting this notification about people they needed a toilet, and I saw a lot of people walking like they were gonna take a piss. In the zoo here, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add a toilet underneath this ramp and just build it completely in it, so you don't see it in a sense, right? As you can see here.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's funny. So it actually just looks like you go inside of this, but you can actually see if it's a toilet or not.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I felt like it was kind of a cool way of integrated it into the ramp here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I like how you added like the rocks inside too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like you
hides all that. Yeah.
You cannot see it's a toilet at all. It just looks like a
that's
entrance.
Awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I think we could actually do that a lot more in here, especially with the pyramids too.
Right. Yeah, it'll be fun to make like like the food areas and stuff like that too, which I guess we'll have to figure out how we want to go about doing that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the bazaar, the thing we're gonna make, we can maybe add a few of these things here.
Yeah.
But we are actually that was actually that. We are at the end here now.
Nice.
Some cool cinematics going in the back here. So yeah, I hope you like the progress, Sparkle, and I can't wait to actually see what you're gonna do and add in here when.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Like we said, we got some big stuff coming up for this area.
Yes.
It's only gonna get cooler and cooler from here. So.
It will indeed, and so yeah, that was it, guys. We will hopefully have a video out sooner than this time we had. Of course, Sparkle was sick, and yeah, it's just the start of a series. It's always a little bit to get it going, but we'll try see if we can get it out faster than a 3 weeks space here. So
of course.
So yeah, Sparkle, once again, thanks for hanging with me, and yeah, I can't wait to present the next thing we're gonna do for these.
Yeah, great work per usual. It's gonna be dope, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you, and everyone, leave a like if you think it deserves it, and please leave a comment also of what you think and your ideas and all of it. We would love to hear it.
Yes.
So yeah, take care, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.